Welcome to the Wrestling Realm Presents Championship Culture. I'm Brandon the Guy, and remember, every belt has a story. Now, before we dive into today's tribute episode, I just want to remind you of a couple quick things. Did you know you can watch any of the Wrestling Realm content anytime just by going to youtube.com/the Wrestling Realm? You can follow us on all social media platforms such as Instagram, X, and Facebook just by using @the Wrestling Realm. Don't forget to like and subscribe and engage with us in the conversation. You can also stream and download all of our audio content on Anchor, Stitcher, Podbean, Pocket Cast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. And you can watch us on Twitch using @the Wrestling Realm. Now, don't forget, if you want to go to any kind of sporting events, we got football coming up. There's still some concerts going on. If you use the code, the Wrestling Realm on SeatGeek, that'll save you $20 on any seat that's $50 or more. Once again, the code is the Wrestling Realm on SeatGeek.com. Now, it took me a little while to bring myself to be able to do this type of episode, and I'm going to call it a tribute because I own 5 of the belts that Bray Wyatt held while he was in the WWE. We're all still trying to figure out what's the norm now, past, the hype of him coming back, the hype of him being back, the hype of the wrestler being there, and now the wrestler isn't here anymore. So my prayers go out to his family, and I hope that they can find some comfort in knowing that he touched a lot of people's lives. And what I want to talk about today is 2 particular belts. Like everybody has seen the tag team belts, and he held them once with Randy Orton and once with Matt Hardy. I think that the Leader of Worlds were some of the most entertaining things. I think it came too soon in the time when WWE wasn't ready for that. If it would have happened then, I think it would have been more well received, and the storyline probably would have been a little bit better. But thank you for those times. But the 2 belts I want to talk about particularly were his World Heavyweight Championships. We all know that Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship on, February in 2017 in the Elimination Chamber. Definitely a surprise to the match, but a good feeling. If you haven't seen his promo after the match, you could tell it was a sense of, I did it. But I think that what really homed in is when he won the Universal title. He won the Universal title, ironically, on Halloween. And when he won it, he won the Red Universal Championship, but he was drafted to SmackDown. So I know a lot of people were like, wait a minute, he's won the Universal Championship and he's going to a blue brand with a red belt. But lo and behold, that got rectified on November 29th, 2019. Halloween, he won it in 2019. And then later on, it was like 2 weeks after, he debuted the blue strap. And then on November 29th, the Fiend wound up with his own custom belt. So he in turn not only won the belt, the Red Universal, he changed it to blue, and then he gave his Fiend his own belt. So I just want you to take a look at the Universal strap because I actually have his side plates on it. So let's take a quick look at that belt. So yes, on my Red Universal, I have Finn Balor plates, but if you notice on a blue Universal, I have the Fiend. Now, every belt has a story, so let me tell you this story. When the Fiend won the Red Universal Championship, ironically on Halloween of 2019, it was like a breath of fresh air. And it was like, okay, what is he going to do next? And it was like, wait a minute, he's been drafted to SmackDown. So it was kind of weird that, we had a SmackDown superstar win the Raw belt. But Bray Wyatt didn't disappoint. He had the little 5-5 flunk house when he had the magic trick, and he turned it blue, which was cool. The only thing that would make it cooler is what he did later on, and we'll get to that later. But he did hold the Universal title 2 times, the blue Universal title twice. The second time was at SummerSlam when he won it, and it became like, okay, this is his second title run, but we all know what happened now is that Roman came back. But let's focus on the Fiend. Throughout this time, he was having matches with like Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Braun Strowman. You could tell they were really trying to push him as the top guy. And the story behind why I have the red and the blue, of course, red is my favorite color, but something about the blue, it just started growing on me. And when it comes to side plates, I try to do the side plates that are actually match to me moments in history that I'm going to remember. Finn Balor being the first Universal Champion, I had to put the red plates on there. But because Fiend was the first person to hold the blue strap technically, and he's actually, storyline was the cause of us having a blue one because he won the title, I said I had to get those. Now, why do I have Hurt and Heel? It's actually a funny story. The side plates with the Fiend's face on it kind of was a little creepy for me, but I did like the Hurt and Heel because I felt like it was more of a metaphor, because sometimes in order to heal, you got to experience some kind of hurt, or after the hurt, you start to heal. So those two words just really stuck out, and I appreciate the fact that that was part of the gimmick. I don't know if we explored it as much as we should, but that's why I got those side plates versus the ones with his face on it. Now, on November 29th, 2019, he debuted a custom belt for his friend. And I remember this Firefly Funhouse when he said, yeah, I'm so happy I got this toy and everything like that. And he was like, but he needs one too. Sharing is caring. So lo and behold, the screen flashes and he debuted the custom Fiend belt. Actually, let me let you take a look at it, but I want you to pay attention to every detail. I'm going to show you pictures of the belt bag because it's one of the most unique belt bags I think WWE has ever done. And I think it's one of the most unique belts that they, took a chance on, and it paid off. Take a look at this belt. So I'm going to try to do my best not to creep you out as you're watching this video, because as you can see from the pictures, this belt actually captivates everything that Tom Savini, the creator of the actual belt, wanted to convey. This man was a icon or legend within like the horror genres, and he actually handcrafted the original ones of these belts, and they were selling them for about 6,000. I think it was like 6,500 at the time, and people were buying them up, and they were individually numbered. Now that is not one of these. Don't get me wrong. I could not afford a $6,000 belt, but I could afford, and I'm gonna tell you the story behind this, and I'm gonna just try not to creep you out as much. But this belt. So WWE shop, and I always say this on Championship Culture, if you wait a second, you'll see when they have sales. The story behind this belt is WWE shop had ran like I think a 40% off sale, and they knocked down the belts, and this belt I think was going at the time for like $449 or something. So it was knocked down. It was like $299 or something like that, and I was like, still not low enough for me to buy a custom belt. So something happened, and it showed 30% off all belts. So I looked, and this belt was listed for $184. So of course I immediately clicked and said, gotta buy it. And apparently the belt groups were going off saying, hey, it's a glitch in WWE shop. Might want to grab as many belts as you can at the time. So I wound up with this belt for $184. The belt stays in the bag. In my old place, when I used to have my belts on the wall, I used to hang on the wall in the corner. And when people would come to look at the belts to be amazed, you would see they always looked in the corner like, why is that face looking at me? I know some of them, they say the eyes move, some of them do different things. But I can tell you, this belt is probably one of the most unique belts, but it was for a unique character. So it would have to be unique, it had to be special. And I will say, the only thing I can say about this belt is, thank you, Bray. Thank you for giving us such a unique character. Thank you for letting us in. Thank you for allowing us to be on this roller coaster ride with you. Truly appreciate the Fiend entrance. The first time I saw it, I was at a loss of words. I lost my breath. I said, that entrance was amazing. I felt like we need more of that type of stuff. It was during a time of wrestling where it seemed like everybody was just kind of like, or you was either here or there. It was nothing really like shaking the foundation. And Bray Wyatt definitely shook the foundation with the Fiend. The Firefly Funhouse, the lights flickering, him just appearing, his music, everything about it was just unique. To his belt, to the side plates, everything about Bray. So, can't say it enough. Thank you. My condolences go out to him and his family. Didn't want to end on a somber note, but I can guarantee you, those people that bought that $6,000 belt are probably happy right now. I do own two other things in my collection that I would like to share that are Bray Wyatt related. As I'm looking, I think I own, and this is going to be crazy because with 140 odd belts, I only own 6 action figures. 2 of which are Jericho, 1 is The Fiend. When I saw that action figure, because of my love for Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, I was like, I gotta have this. It's one of the few action figures I hold. And then when they came out with the exclusive Funko Pop, the glow in the dark, I said, hey, maybe it'll match this. And so I went on and said, hey, why not? And I own a lot of Funko Pops, but this one is actually in the belt room with me. Just take a quick glimpse at the 2 figures. The figure and the Funko Pop. Well, there's a look at one of the 6 action figures I have in my collection and one of the many, many Funko Pops that I own. Just want to end the video on saying my condolences to Bray Wyatt's family and all of the friends and everybody that he's touched. Understand that he was a special person because he let us in. He let us into a part of his mind, that creative spunk that we may not even see something at those levels again. I cannot say how much that return had me watching wrestling different. It had me looking forward to it. Listening to the current theme music, even his Bray Wyatt theme music, it's just like something I have on constant rotation in my phone. That man was special. He will be missed. I might have only covered 3 of 5 of the belts that he had within his time, but those 3, I had a good story behind them. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I appreciate your time. Thank you again, Bray. And until next time, remember, every belt has a story, and I can't wait to hear yours.